Hey guys, it's Glenn from Glenn'sCarCollection.com, and today I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why I love my BMW 1 Series M. As we wait on this traffic light, let me give you, it's green. We are in sport mode, so by pressing the M button, we get an extra torque boost for 10 seconds. We jump up to 370 foot-pounds of torque. All right, so to give you a little background, all right, the lights are green, that's great. I'll give you a quick background on the 1 Series M. It was only produced here one model year, and that's 2011. So a lot of videos say it's 2011, 2012, 2013. Here in the United States, only model year 2011. They only made 740 copies, which is really rare. For example, there's 25,000 E46 M3s, about the same number of E90, E92 M3s, 66 S2000, 66,000 S2000s, and about almost 9,000 NSXs. So 740 is a pretty low number. The E30 M3 in the United States production was about 4,000 examples. So this is much rarer. You're 4 to 5 times more likely to see an E30 M3 than you will a 1 Series M on the road. Remember, if you like these videos, like and share this video so our channel can grow. And as always, leave a positive comment below. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I post 3 videos a week every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. Hit that notification bell, so a lot of times I sneak in an extra video over the weekend or during the week, and you won't want to miss it. All right, so you've seen my 6-year review on this car. This is the longest, I'm going to unplug this radar detector. This is the longest I've ever owned a car. I typically own a car about a year, maybe 2 years if I really love it. This car I've owned 6 years. So other cars I've also owned for 6 years, the E90 M3 and my 996 C4S. So the number one reason, well, not the number one reason, but one of the main reasons, one of the 3 that I love this car is this right here, this manual transmission. It is a 6-speed manual. The clutch is nice and light. The throws of the gearbox are real short. And what's great about this car is if you're looking for one, it only comes in manual, so you don't like shopping. I've never shopped for a Ferrari, but you're shopping for a Ferrari and you're looking at ads or even Porsches, and they always list it as a manual, and you look and it's either an automatic or a PDK or an F1 trans or something like that. You don't have to worry about that with this car because they are all manual transmissions. And the great news of that, first of all, if you never drove stick before, I think this is an easy car to learn on because the clutch is nice and light, the throws are short, and I think you would have no problem. It's very easy to heel toe downshift like I'm doing now, so you would really have no problem learning on this car. Do you want to learn on a collectible car? Probably not, but if this was your first car, you don't drive stick too good, I think you would have no problem driving this. So that's number one for me. Everyone is made in the manual, so it's just a matter of finding the right car. They only came in 3 colors, Valencia Orange, Black Sapphire, and Alpine White. Black is actually the rarest color, with about 250 built or so, and Valencia Orange is the most popular color, believe it or not, which is what this car is, 309 units. Now, they're all come with the same interior, so no matter what exterior color you get, you're going to have black interior with orange stitching. So number one, well, not necessarily number one, but one of my favorite things is it only comes with a manual transmission. We're stuck behind this slow car here. Nobody goes the speed limit anymore. I don't get it. So one of the second reasons I love this car, another reason I love this car, is it's the right size. So if you watch, I'm a 2-time E46 M3 owner, including the beautiful Mystic Blue manual transmission coupe I have right now. And what I've always said about the E46 M3 is that car is the right size. It's 175 inches in length. It's not as big as the modern M3s. Oh, look at this. Hope you can see this Dakar yellow. E36. Wow, that was awesome. I think he wanted to stop and chat. I don't have a mask on me though. That was awesome. So what I've always said about the E46 M3 is it is the right size, 175 inches. I've said the same thing about my BMW M2, 176 inches long. And compared to modern cars that are 180, 190, 200 inches long, it's just the right size. It makes the car way more nimble, way more fun to drive, easier to fit in your garage, easier to park. So many things that extra, 6 inches or 12 inches does for you. Well, if you like the E46 M3 and you think that's the right size, wait till you hear this, because this car is only 172 inches. So this is a size smaller than even the E46 M3. And it's got a shorter wheelbase, which really makes this car come alive. The steering as well, it's hydraulic. It's 2 turns lock to lock instead of 3, and that makes such a lively driving experience. On the highway, you got to be awake because easily a little turn could actually put you in your next lane. Think Mitsubishi Evo. If you ever driven one of those cars, you're probably more likely to have driven one of those, obviously, than a 1 Series M. So those are the 2 big reasons, 2 of the big reasons: manual transmission and the right size. Those are so important and missing from so many of today's cars. And I think the 3rd reason is even more powerful, and I would say that's the most important reason, and the key powerful is the key term here. So smaller cars, green light, smaller cars that are nimble and even more of the right size, like the Miata and the S2000, and I'm a 2-time S2000 owner. I also love Miatas as well. They're so light and nimble, and S2000 only comes with a manual transmission. Manuals available on the Miata. One of my favorite turns is coming up here, but they don't have any power. So I think what makes the 1M special, yes, that's a nice blue, brilliant blue on that Mercedes, even though they're much lighter weight than this car. Of course, this car is about 3,200 pounds, so even lighter than your E46 M3 or E92 M3. Traction control goes crazy on this car because we're in sport mode, so we have the extra overboost. Fun's over. So he's probably kicking up rocks, that SUV. So what makes it really special, it actually has power. So any of those lighter, nimble, smaller cars, like the S2000, like the Miata and other cars in that category, just have no power. And they're brilliant cars. Like I said, I've owned S2000, so I love them, and I hope to add a 3rd S2000 to the collection. But this, I think, gives you the perfect, it's manual transmission, right size, and it has power. 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. That's conservative. I know a lot of you have gotten in the lower 4s with this car. The horsepower is conservative. So it's listed, if you look at the stats from the turbocharged engine, it's listed, look at all those rocks. It's listed as 335 horsepower, but Motor Trend put one on the dyno when they were new, and they got about 330 to the wheel. So this car really has about 370, 380 horsepower, and with that small 172 inches in size, that's why it drives so fast. So that's the secret sauce. When people are realizing, well, you look at the stats, how can this car be so fast? Because it's hilariously underrated. And you press this sport button, the throttle response really comes alive, and you have that extra horsepower, the extra torque of 370. So those 3 things, among many others, make this car so special. And then add to it collectability, and it goes up in value literally every year. This car has gone up probably about 20 grand since I bought it. I'm the 2nd owner, so I bought it used at a very good price. I probably bought it at the bottom of the market. I was looking for a car that competed really with Porsches. In most of the videos, I had a Cayman S, and I had sold that for the 993 Turbo. 993 Turbo is tight fitting the family in the back. Even though the seats are kind of made for kids, they really have to be toddlers. So I wanted something that could take all of us. Though the 1 Series M is smaller than the M2. Remember, the M2 is 4 inches longer, and it doesn't have the back seat room that this car has. So you really have to have smaller kids or adults to fit in this, where you could fit full-size adults in the back of the M2. But I was thinking Cayman R, but I really wanted a 4-seater, and this car, all the videos at the time were in comparison to the Cayman R. And most of those comparisons, believe it or not, this car won just because of its high-strung nature. And I still think this is one of the best cars you could get for the money. And it's just so powerful. This made me fall in love with turbocharged cars. I always was normally aspirated like the E46 M3. You drive this for a while, and I guarantee you will fall in love with turbos. And I'll give you another reason, that it's rear drive. So yeah, it would be even faster with all-wheel drive, but that would add to the weight, but it would allow you to get the power to the ground a lot better, certainly. But I'm telling you, this is like the perfect package. I've been lucky enough to own 100 cars, most of them manual transmission sports cars, and I'm telling you, this is my favorite to drive. Over the Porsche 911, over the NSX, this is the one. This is my #1 car, my go-to car for just a fast blast, a great drive. All right, guys, as we get off the exit here, I'm going to check out some real estate for one of my clients. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss the next video. And always leave a positive comment below. I will respond to each and every comment. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.